Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Christina, and in today's video, I'm going to be doing a playroom reset. It's messy, it needs to be cleaned up and organized anyway, so it's really the perfect time to swap out books and things on our Montessori 3-tier shelves and just wash the chalk wall and just freshen things up, replace supplies and things like that. And I have a brand new box from Lovevery that just released. This is a new line of boxes that they offer, so I'm so excited to share that with you, and that's kind of the main thing I'm going to be pulling from for our shelves, for our learning shelves, as I switch over the playroom today. So I'm really excited because as my kids have gotten a little bit older, they're 4 and 5, my youngest 2, I've been a little sad that we were going to age out of Lovevery, and then about a year ago they came out with like 4 to 5 year old kits. And then now they have these reading kits. So I'm really excited to be able to continue using Lovevery. We love them so much, and I really feel like they're valuable learning resources that are developmentally appropriate for kids to learn in a hands-on way through play. So I'm really excited to share the playroom reset with you guys, some of the new resources that we're going to be using for Lovevery, and just give you some inspiration for how to set up your space for your littlest learners. So I actually started cleaning in here earlier today because things were just everywhere. Things that don't belong in this room were in here, and then things that do belong in this room were just in places where they did not belong. So as you can see, there is quite a bit of mess in here, just keeping it real and showing you what this can actually look like on any given day. We are always working on cleaning up after ourselves and putting things away, but sometimes that just does not happen. And once I start pulling extra things out of this closet over here and not putting things back, it just gets crazy. So that's where things are at today. And even this closet needs to really just be like completely cleaned out, purged, and reorganized, which is not something I'm probably going to get to today. But I did start by just gathering up the things that were strewn across the room. So to be honest, the way that I do this is I just sweep everything into a giant pile so that I can start to sort things and make sense of things without like running back and forth all over the room, grabbing one thing at a time. And I do the same to the inside of the closet so that as I start to organize things and try to find places to put things back away, I can do that instead of having to then clean out this area. So I will be reorganizing things in here as I go. Like I said, it will not be a full clean out of this closet because that really does take a long time to go through everything in here and decide what I'm keeping and what I'm not. This is also where I keep my vacuum and my steam mop because we only have so much storage in this room. And then there are like the kids' little cleaning supplies from Lovevery, which they love and I love because they can genuinely help out. So anyways, I clean out the bottom of the closet, I get all of this stuff into a pile, and then I start to sort and organize. But before I was able to get much further, we had to run out of the house, and then this is what I actually came back to later today. While the general pile of things was there, now the nugget has been put back in here from somewhere else that it was being used in the house, and those covers really need to be cleaned. That's another thing I probably will also not get to today. So I am just going to start by removing, again, the larger things like the nugget and the wooden play gym out of this room so that I can really clean up and organize. So that is typically my first step, is just to get all of the larger pieces of furniture out of the room, and then anything that does not belong in this room gets moved out, like shoes and workout equipment and this back massager. Anything random that just is not supposed to be in this room, that gets taken out first before I even start organizing the things that will actually stay in this room. So next, I'm really doing the same to this art station. So anything that doesn't belong on the art station is going to get removed so that I can then clean and reorganize the art station. I'm also kind of taking an inventory because we need to refill crayons and pencils and pens and markers, like pretty much everything at this point. I like to use this everyday cleaner from Truly Free because it is non-toxic, but also cleans really well. I have a great discount code where you can get up to 70% off Truly Free cleaning products. So you can check the description box below for those. Next, I am now starting to actually sort through all of the things that will stay in this room. So putting all of the pieces that belong with each thing together, putting things organized in baskets that have their own basket, and just starting to sort and make sense of what's here so that I can start to actually put it all away. So along with sorting those things that are already on the floor, I'm going to start cleaning off our Montessori 3-tier shelf and sorting and organizing everything that's over here. And as I'm finding this Lovevery toy has a whole bunch of random stuff stuffed inside of here. So that is more things that need to be organized and put away. Pretty much everything on this shelf this last time was stuff from Lovevery. Truly, most of our toys are. So as you can see, all of this stuff is from previous Lovevery kits that we've gotten in the past that we still use and keep in the rotation. So I really do try my best to keep all of the pieces together, although I feel like sometimes that in of itself is a full-time job, which is a lot of the reason why I do keep a shelf rotation, is just so that there are not too many things out with too many pieces that make it impossible for the kids to keep organized and impossible for myself. So this is kind of like pretty bad for us. It is not usually this messy, or not typically with so many pieces and so many random places, although they do need to be reorganized on a regular basis. Like there's a random toenail clipper in this basket. So while things do need to be reorganized, this is like worse than usual as far as how many things are out of place. But I do keep many of the boxes and even some of the cloth bags that I love that they include these with a lot of the different items from the Lovevery kits. So that way I can put them back in an organized way. I do love where I see that moms will have like systems, or better systems I think than me, where they have like uniform clear bins where they can see everything. And maybe one day I'll get to that point, but as of right now, this is the system. And so now, since I have things organized and sorted, I'm going to start putting things back into this closet so that I can actually start to clean the floor and then reset and choose the things that I want to have out. I have some visitors now, so this should make it interesting to get things done in here. But it is really cute how they get excited to see me resetting the room. They do like to jump in and help, and so I do let them do that when they want to and when they don't have something else that I need them to be doing. But right now they're just playing, enjoying being in here. And so I have everything put away in this closet. As you can see, there is a lot of reorganization that needs to happen. It is better and there is rhyme or reason, even if it doesn't necessarily look like there is. So I do have like things organized in their baskets and stacked on top of one another. And then I have this shelf of our different Lovevery things and our basket of like our bird busy bin. There's a little wooden car that kind of fell back there, which is totally fine. But there is organization to this, but it just needs some more at this point. But this is where we are going to be leaving the closet for today, because I do really want to get this room done today, especially because I've had to stop a few times already. And as you can see, this floor is pretty dirty. I shook out the little throw rug that I had in here, and it is pretty dirty in here. Lots of random toys and things that I am just going to be throwing out, along with other papers and broken crayons and other things that I've kind of thrown outside this door will all be going in this bag to be thrown out. And I am just resetting some of the books on these shelves over here. Some of the books I will be keeping out because we have like a beach trip coming out, so I'm keeping out the ocean stuff and some of these little board books from The Good and the Beautiful that my kids really enjoy. But I'm also adding in some newer books from The Good and the Beautiful that we recently got. And now I'm just putting the rug back in here and starting to put some of the bigger furniture pieces back in, like the nugget and the wooden play gym. And then I still need to clean off the chalk wall and set up our Montessori 3-tier shelves with our new Lovevery box. I'm so excited to go through it and select those items. And I know my kids are going to love it too. It is starting to get dark out now, which is a little bit of a bummer. So I'm going to try to go through this as much as possible and show you guys what's in here so that at least you can see all of the goodness that's in here. And then I will show you in the morning what I decide to put out. But this is the first of 3 in this reading skills set that Lovevery just came out with. And so this first box is about isolating sounds. So even within this one reading skills set, which is the first one, there are 3 separate boxes within it. And I love these little guides because it not only explains your child's developmental stage and the different skills that they are naturally developing and how you can support them. It also goes through each of the items in the box, the skills that it helps support, and then ways that you can introduce it to your child, and then ways that it can grow with them. So how to use it when you first introduce it to them, and then when they master that, how you can extend the play and the learning. So I really find this little book alone as an invaluable resource in supporting my child's learning and development through play. But then as we start to open up this huge box from Lovevery, we'll see this first follow the sound maze. And then next we have the syllable race game, so focusing on syllables, but in a fun, playful way through a game, which is one thing I really love about Lovevery, is that everything is through play, through a game, using your imagination, collaborating. I just love the balance of using all these different skills to learn how to read. And they're so familiar with the style of Lovevery, but that this just feels like such a natural extension. So this one works on compound word pairs, and then inside of here is the game board to go along with this game, which I love how much wood is used in these toys. So they're really heirloom quality, not a ton of plastic. Love that about Lovevery. This is a rhyming leaves game, so this looks really cute. This is probably gonna go out. I have a feeling my kids are gonna really like this one. There are these cute little leaf tokens that I'm sure are going to be super fun to play with. But next we'll take a look at the number 2 box, and inside of here we have learning letter sounds. So inside of this one we have letter case beehive. This one looks like it's going to be super cute, but probably not going to go out this time around. A movable alphabet, which is so important and so versatile. So I'm excited to see how they have it planned out to be used. And then there are some books in here. So this one is a picture book with no text. So this will be really cool because we are going to be taking a trip to the beach soon. And then we have the wooden letter sound blocks. So I'm not quite sure how to use these yet, but once I read through and get an idea for it, I'm excited to check it out. There are some skill tokens in this little bag, and then kind of some extension activities. And then in box number 3, we have the ABCs with Mr. Z, letters and their most common sounds. So this looks like one I'm probably going to want just out to begin with, because I feel like this will be really helpful and kind of like a great introductory resource to this whole kit, even though they have it in the 3rd box. And then spell and check letter tiles. So those look really fun. And then some more books. And these books go along with those blocks that I showed you just a moment ago. Not sure exactly how, but I will be really excited to see how it all comes together. There's so much to choose from here. So it is the next morning, and I've got everything set and ready for the kids to enjoy this cleaned and organized and reset space. So here's what I ended up going with for our Montessori 3-tier shelves. So I did end up putting the ABCs with Mr. Z right on top, and I have the little guidebook from Lovevery so that myself and even my 9-year-old can read through this to help the littles with learning how to use some of their newer resources. I did keep out our clocks from the last time. I just feel like those are really helpful to have out continuously. And then I also put out the first book from that little set, Fun Facts with Sal. So again, even though this was in a later box instead of the first one, I'm just really customizing this for what I feel like will best suit my kids and where they're at, my 4 and my 5-year-old specifically. So I did put the rhyming leaves game out. I think that's going to be super fun for them to be able to play together, and maybe even with me and their 9-year-old sister. And then also the syllable race game. I think they're really going to enjoy that. And that's it from this box, because I don't want to overwhelm them with too many new things. I like to make sure there's still some familiar things out for them as well, and also some math aspects. So this is one from a previous kit where they're matching up the actual number with the number of spaces and the number of animals. And then I also like to have something for pretend play. Again, this is from a previous kit. It's a little tea set. So I like them to have the balance of the literacy, the math, and the pretend play. And then here's what I ended up with on our forward-facing bookshelf. So I kept out some of their chalkboards and name puzzles and tracing boards here. I love the chalkboards from Chockfull of Designs. I have a discount in the description box below. And then I love this board from Lovevery that focuses on weather and days of the week and temperature and seasons. And then I did keep out a lot of these board books from The Good and the Beautiful because they really love flipping through these. And then another little alphabet book to help continue working on letters. And then I did keep out Over and Under the Pond because I felt it went well with Frogs and Snakes, which is one of the newer books that I have out from The Good and the Beautiful. And then I put the insects board books next to Beetles and Butterflies because those are connected. But Beetles and Butterflies is going to be a step up or a couple of steps up from the board books. So really connecting the learning and giving them a little bit deeper learning. And then the top, I did keep more ocean themes since in a few weeks we are going to be heading to the ocean. This shelf is kind of a little bit of a mixed bag with our slow down book to go with my slow down guide, a weather book, and then a gardening book. This shelf is all new books. So the Green family gets the sniffles. I'm really excited about this one. This is from Earthly, and I've shared about Earthly before. Earthly is actually where we get a lot of our tinctures and homeopathic or herbal medicines and remedies. And they just came out with this book series that's all about more like holistic lifestyle, which I love. So this family is, getting the sniffles, and this kind of walks through what it's like for a family who's not using conventional medicines for that. Super excited about that. I also have a link for that below. This Pinecone Hill book 1 is one that we'd gotten recently from The Good and the Beautiful, and these are really sweet books. I love The Good and the Beautiful's books, so I'm going to be reading this with my 4 and my 5-year-old, and I'm sure my 9-year-old will be listening in as well, or it's something she'll read with them. But they just came out with book 2, so I figured it'd be cool to put books 1 and 2 out. I really like the idea of getting them into series and following characters, and so I'm really excited for them to see some of these new books. They get really excited when they see them, and these are a 1B. So like I said, a step up from the board books, and I think this is going to be a really great combination. These right here, the facts books, are 2A, so another step up from 1B. Just really trying to bridge the gap between like the board books and then where my 9-year-old is in her reading, and just having stuff for all of them to just grab and learn together and even just explore individually. And there weren't really any changes up top because this is more where I keep books that I want to be able to grab quickly, like our food anatomy and nature anatomy, and then our other over and under books, our other slow down book, and then this is our Little House series, which we are still currently working through. This basket holds some more of our Lovevery sets, and I'm just really happy with the way this corner is purposeful and clean and neat, and I just feel like they're going to be really excited about it. And then over here at the art station, it is neat, but we definitely still need to add to some of our supplies. We are dwindling down. I mean, even our dot markers are looking rough, but we have life cycle figurines here that I like to have out for them to be able to play with. These are kind of for like math and counting. And then I don't even know where our crayon bin went. I need to track it down, but things are looking pretty slim. So this is something on my list for today, is to grab some more supplies. I noticed that there's a random directions or receipt or something. I don't know what this is, but random garbage that needs to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed getting to see how the playroom can really look some days, even though I wish we were a little bit better about putting things away and organizing. And I also hope you enjoyed seeing like how I refresh this space, how I rotate out toys and books to keep them interested and not getting bored in this room, that you can keep things fun and interesting and also don't need to have a ton of stuff out all the time, because as you can see, even without a ton of stuff, things can get really messy and disorganized. And so if you multiply that by like 5 times the amount of toys and books and things, it can just get really chaotic and overwhelming for them and for me. So anyways, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down in the comment section below if you find these videos helpful, or if you have questions, or if there are other things that you would love to see on my channel. If you're not already following me over on Instagram, you can follow me there at rooted_homelife. And I hope to see you soon in one of my next videos. Until next time, stay rooted.